man.
Yeah. Chris.
Hey, Donovan.
Yes, sir.
What did this one take tonight?
Grit, determination, fortitude, and it took everybody. You know, I think the biggest thing for us was I got to give credit to the bench. They came in and really, you know, changed the game. You know, we were, well, you could tell we were a little mentally fatigued. You know, we were definitely, you know, going through it, and then, you know, for them to come in and kind of rejuvenize everything and just kind of play, just play the right way, getting stops in the zone, rebounding in the zone, pushing, Ty Jerome being phenomenal. But that lineup really saved the day for us. So shout out to them.
You know, Kenny has done this a few different times when it comes to lineups, different combinations. He did it the other night in Brooklyn, going with a lineup that he's never used before. Tonight, all starters on the bench while those guys were in and you guys were down 9, and it flipped the game. Like, what does it say about Kenny and the impact that he's had, especially early on with his decision making?
Yeah, I mean, it's the trust factor. You know what I mean? I think for himself, he's seen it. I hate to say, he did it to us in Utah, you know, when they put Batum at the 5. And, you know, that's what you're seeing with Dean Wade at the 5. You know, you're seeing lineups where necessarily you're not seeing, but that's what the regular season's about. You're out here trying to figure things out. We're going to be in situations like this come the postseason. And if we just do it in the postseason, then you're not going to be ready for it. You don't have the reps. You don't have the game film. So for him to see that he's done it in Golden State, you know what I mean? So for us, it's just being able to trust in him, and he's able to trust in us and those guys. And some things work, some things don't, but we won't know until you try them and do them. And, I mean, it's great that it's working through a bunch of success, you know what I mean? But, like, I think the biggest thing is being able to be open, and then us as a team being selfless. Like, we're on the bench screaming, and then when the starters are out there, they're on the bench screaming for us. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it takes as a group. But Kenny's been phenomenal with it and continuing to trust in everybody, so it's been great.
Ty obviously had a rough go last year. He only played 2 games. He had the injury, plus 21 in 21 minutes tonight. Is this kind of what you thought you guys were going to get from Ty?
No disrespect to Ty, that's my dog, but no. Like, I knew he was a really, I mean, obviously I know he's a really good player. I know he's capable of, but, like, I mean, was he shooting 60 from 3? Like, you know what I'm saying? And we saw it in camp, but, like, I mean, like, shoot, he was the best player in camp, you know what I mean? So for him to continue to be that guy, and then my biggest thing is defensively. He had, 3 steals tonight? Like, being able to be in the right places. Offensively, again, being aggressive. He sets the tone for us, you know, when he comes in, and then last game he comes in and dominates the fourth quarter. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I know he's capable of that, but we didn't necessarily know that he was going to come in and start doing this. And now, like I said, there's a trust. There's a trust that's built, and, you know, he's dominant. He's done it in college. He's done it when we were 8. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's great to see him just continue to be that guy with the confidence, with the IQ. So, yeah, it's definitely great to see.
Donovan, only 8 teams in NBA history have started 12-0. Just how are you guys processing that? What does that mean to you? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I kind of have two thoughts to that. I mean, my first one is, like, obviously, yeah, you know, it's great to be part of history. You don't want to take those things for granted along the road. When we're doing it in various ways, we're doing it in ways where we are blowing out teams, where we're winning from behind, we're winning close games. So, like, it's different. It's somebody different every night, leading the charge. It's always a group effort. So, you know, it's great to see. But I mean, I'm always the devil's advocate. I'm always like, you know, it's only 12 games. You know what I mean? Like, so at the end of the day, it's just continuing to be this team throughout. You know what I mean? It's great. We're playing well. Vibes are good, but we have to continue to be this team. And that's been my message to the guys in the locker room. This is great. We're going to get team's best shots. We're going to get tested early. You know, but are we going to continue? And I have no doubt we will, but that's been my pick. Are we going to continue to be this team January, February, March, April? Like, you know what I mean? So, like, that's been my thing. And I think the guys all feel it. But it's great to enjoy these moments, too, while you're still having a, you know, humble approach to it.
Steve.
Donovan, there were repeated instances of you guys making the extra pass. Has that been a wrinkle of your team all season? And what does it take for a team to get to that point where they trust that process?
Yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what's had us, you know, the success, like the selflessness. You know, for whether it's myself, it's DG, it's Evan, it's Jay, it's Isaac, it's whoever, like coming in and making the right play, the winning play. You know, at the end of the day, like I said, when we bring this team back, we've had guys that we know each other, we know our habits, we know our work ethic, we know we know everything about each other, and now it's being able to believe in each other consistently. And when you bring a group back that's been together for 2 years, you're seeing the growth. And Kenny's been a big advocate of that, just continuing to play that way, space, run, play for each other. And we're all bought into it. And that's been pretty much the message from day one. We just got to continue to do it.
Kenny just told us that he felt like DG didn't have his legs tonight.
Mm.
You guys were crying him out a little bit. Did that play into your decision to come out as aggressively as you did early on? And then can you take us through that spin move layup?
Yeah, you know, I told him to Chris earlier, like my role this year it's been different. I think everybody knows me as a scorer. Like you come in and score, but like for us to be who we want to be, it's not just myself. It's it's DG, it's Ev, it's Karis, it's whoever. You know what I mean? So for me, kind of just balancing that. Picking my spots, picking my games. Empowering everybody. But sometimes you gotta, like I told Chris, sometimes you gotta go, do what I'm paid to do. You know what I mean? Like come in those instances. And it's funny we said that this morning and it ended up happening. But that's really what it's about. And tonight, you see that, and we have those conversations. And myself, he didn't say it, but you could see it. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be aggressive, set the tone. And the best thing about him, man, is like when it's him, I'm like, go, rock out, go, and then vice versa. Like it makes it so much easier when it's just, like I said, a selflessness aspect of it. And that's just my job as a leader to figure out where I impact the game tonight. And then the spin move. I wanted to dunk it, but he stepped up and let's made a play.
Second row. Last year, Darius obviously was dealing with some injuries, but he started off so hot this season.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple plays down the stretch tonight, you just kind of let him take his way off the bounce. Have you noticed anything different from him this season?
Well, I think we live in such a world where it's like whatever happens recently is like that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I hate it. Especially for him last year, like that wasn't, he got poked in the eye. He's got his jaw wired shut. Like he had stuff obviously with the family. Like life happens. You go through stuff, and obviously like he had his ups and downs. But like the year before that, he was hooping. Like you know what I'm saying? So like we just saw how soon we forget, and that's what pisses me off. And that's why I'm so happy for him to continue to take. Like he won Player of the Week, and I asked him, I was like, you didn't win one last year. He was like, no. I'm like, that's one of many. Like you know what I'm saying? Because this is who he is. I feel like people just automatically forgot, and we live in such a recency bias world, and I hate it because this is who Darius Garland is. This is why he was an all-star. This is why he got paid what he got paid. This is who he is. So, for him, it's great to see him continue to be this guy that he's been even before I got here. And I think that's one thing that we, him and I especially, we take pleasure in because it's like, like people just forget. Like it's like what happened before just never happened. You know what I mean? So like it's great to see, and he's going to continue to play this way, and we're going to continue to empower him to be that guy because for us to be who we want to be, we need it from him.
Last one.
Don, I know it's a team game, and most guys don't like to talk about themselves. But for you personally, 25, 5-5 career average, multi 5-6 year All-Star. Do you feel like you've gotten your just due? Do you feel underrated, or do you even think about it?
I'm not going to lie and sit here and say we don't think about it. You're a competitor. You definitely want to be looked at and viewed as one of the best for sure. But at the end of the day, I haven't won at a high level. I've won a lot of games. I've accomplished a lot of things individually. But at the end of the day, you're right, wrong, or indifferent. You're judged on what you do in the playoffs and what the team does in the playoffs, not just yourself. So, that's the goal. You know what I mean? How do we find ways to win at the highest level? Conference finals. That's my mindset, and that's what it's going to take. You know what I mean? So, do I feel like I'm underrated? Yeah, for sure. But I can't sit here and complain. I ain't made a conference finals yet. I ain't made a finals. So, I got to do something about it, and that's being the leader for this group, and then go from there.
Okay.
Appreciate it.